Hey, welcome to a new video. Humans have been talking about mythical creatures for hundreds of years. When we were doing research, we came across some of these creatures that are said to have been captured on camera. Whether these videos are real, I'll leave that up to you to decide. Are you new to this channel? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And before we start, also like the video. The following video footage was taken by a man who noticed strange men in hazmat suits at a local park. What happened next will make you wonder if mermaids really exist, and if the government knows about them to hide them from people. The men are dressed in bright yellow hazmat suits, and appear to be taking someone out of the lake. At first glance, you see that nothing out of the ordinary is happening, but as the camera zooms in, we see a body with a dark green fishtail. Could this be a mermaid? It looks like the upper body is that of a human, and the lower body is that of a fish. The man is also trying to get closer with his camera, but at some point the men see him and he decides to run away. So unfortunately, we don't know what happened next. In June of the year 2014, a photo went viral that was claimed to be a real white dragon. There's little information about it, so people quickly became curious. The white dragon seems to have many characteristics of a real dragon, but most people had their doubts. The dragon seems to have horns with claws and a slender body about 10 feet or 3 meters long. According to an unknown source, a fisherman allegedly caught the dragon while fishing in the Wuliangsu Sea, a freshwater lake in Mongolia. It was then reportedly transported to Beijing for further examination, but unfortunately, this was the last news I could find about it. Some people think that the picture might be fake and that it's a realistic sculpture, but who knows? In the Scottish Highlands, there's a large and deep lake called Loch Ness. It's said to be the largest lake in Scotland in terms of volume and has an area of 56 square kilometers. The water here is very cloudy, and there's been stories circulating for hundreds of years about a long-haired monster which is called Nessie by the locals. Nessie is said to have been captured on camera in 1934, and this picture is one of the reasons why people believe this mythical creature exists. There's also more things recorded near the lake that people think could have been Nessie. Also from this video in 2007, which claims that it's a Loch Ness monster. Scientists combed the entire lake, even with sonar technology, but the evidence that Nessie existed had never been officially proven. It could be that this monster really exists, but so far nothing's been found besides the stories and the video images. Despite this, the area is a very popular place for tourists with restaurants, souvenir shops, and even boat trips. The abominable snowman, also called the Yeti, is said to be a giant primate species related to Bigfoot. The Yeti is said to live in the Himalayas, a mountain range with an enormous surface area in the middle of Asia. According to some scientists, there is still something walking around in the mountains. This mythical creature would have been described for the first time in Nepalese folklore, and footprints would have even been found. In 2016, however, evidence came from a skier who took pictures of a strange creature in the Spanish ski resort Formigal. Several people think that this would have been a polar bear, or maybe someone in a white bear suit. But a lot of people believe that this was actually the legendary Yeti. The pictures even made the worldwide news, but they searched the area the next day, and unfortunately, they couldn't find a single clue. Even if you don't know what the Rake is, it's better that you don't encounter one while exploring a deep tunnel system on your own. The popularity of this creature is said to have originated in 2003, when there were several reports in the northeastern United States. Everyone who encountered the creature described almost the same experience. The strange creature and the high levels of emotions they felt when seeing the creature, which were mostly of terror and discomfort. The person in this video was exploring a tunnel system when he couldn't find his way back and got lost. Suddenly, he got the feeling he was no longer alone. The same feeling of dread that others described crept up on him, and at some point, the Rake appeared. Let us hope that this man's fate doesn't end like that of the others who encountered him. This video is even more amazing and comes from Jerusalem, the capital of Israel. What this person had captured on camera was something very bright floating in the sky, above the Dome of the Rock. The Dome of the Rock is a historical Islamic memorial site, and so people believe that it was a sign from God. The light, which looks like an angel, moves slowly at the beginning, but then shoots rapidly into the sky. According to the person who made this video, this had to be a real angel, because what else could it have been? If we're to believe the European folklore, fairies or elves are little mythical creatures that can fly and have supernatural powers. If you've seen the Disney movie Peter Pan, you might know Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell is an elf and Peter Pan's best friend. Some people even think they captured a real elf on camera. One day a man was playing with his kids in the backyard when suddenly he heard something strange. They walked up to it and this is what they saw.
What is it?
I don't know. Oh my god!
Ugh.
This, however, was not the only time a fairy was captured on camera. The following video was recorded by a security camera in someone's driveway, and if you look closely, you can see a little creature flying by. Of course, it could be an insect, but it looks a lot like a fairy. What do you think? If you love horses, then you probably hope that a unicorn really exists. A unicorn is a mythical animal with a pointed horn in the middle of its head. The unicorn would have also been recorded on camera. However, the original video would have been removed from YouTube, and the location where it was filmed is unknown. But according to the people who believe in unicorns, this video is the most credible proof that unicorns really exist. If you look closely, you can see a brownish horse grazing in the middle of the lawn, but a little further away, we see a larger white-like animal that clearly has a horn on its forehead. I don't know if someone jokingly put an ice cream cone on this horse's head or if it's actually a unicorn, but if I'm honest, this video seems quite credible. Still, I have my doubts. Would this mythical creature be real? What do you think? This has to be one of the most realistic videos showing a mermaid. Pretty terrifying if you ask me. In this video, you see fishermen panic when they see a strange catch inside their net. When the fishermen on the boat decide to lift the net, you can clearly see a humanoid creature emerge with mermaid-like hands. The fishermen try to grab the creature, but due to too much movement, the net falls back into the water. However, one of the things we can see clearly is the mermaid's hand that seems to be tearing up the net. Do you believe that the fishermen had actually caught a mermaid? Let us know in the comments. Zhangjiajie is a city in China's Hunan province and is known for its landscape of high stone mountains. Over the years, these have been formed naturally by erosion, but there's something else mysterious here. It's believed that dragons once flew over this area. A number of Chinese were therefore surprised when they saw the following video footage. One day, an anonymous person managed to capture a flying dragon on camera. Little is known if this is real, fake, or something else than a dragon, but some people strongly believe that it is indeed a mythical creature. Dragons are part of the culture of China. They symbolize power, luck, and strength. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any more information about this flying dragon. Do you believe this video footage could be real or not? One day, Corey was driving his truck to work in South Carolina, USA, when he decided to stop and look at something very unusual. He got out of his car and decided to livestream what he saw, because no one would ever believe him if he didn't. The man was literally speechless when he saw a cloud that looked exactly like an angel. Corey believes what he saw was 100% a real angel. What do you guys think? The Loveland frog is known as the Bigfoot of the tri-state. What they have in common is their elusive nature and their resemblance to wild animals. While Bigfoot is compared to a bear, the Loveland frog is described as a frog that can walk on two legs. It was once captured on camera when a man named Sam Jacobs and his girlfriend were playing the famous game Pokemon Go. At that moment, a frog-like creature jumped up from about 13 feet or 4 meters. In shock and terror, they only managed to capture a few photos and a video before the frogman got up and ran away. The origin of the frogman dates back to 1972, when a police officer from Loveland, Colorado reported seeing a frog-like creature. According to the man, the creature stood up in the middle of the road on its hind legs, crawled over a rail, and then jumped into the river. The main island mermaid photo is one of the most mysterious photos ever taken of a mermaid. After you see this photo, you are definitely going to wonder if mermaids exist. In this photo, we see how the mysterious mermaid is lying on the island. The photo was published on June 13th, 1967, and the story goes like this. Several witnesses on a ferry saw something in the distance that eventually looked like a mermaid. They told that she had a long, silver blonde hair with the lower body of a fish. The newspapers that had published the article talk about a mermaid with dimples on her face. Some of the witnesses claim that they saw a mermaid take a bite out of a large fish. The mermaid was found on the northwest corner of Main Island, Helen Point in Canada. One of the papers, called The Settler, even offered $25,000 if someone could find evidence of this mermaid. Scientists would have inspected the site, but couldn't find anything. What do you think this would have been?
In an incident in Ceilândia, East Central Brazil, a humanoid werewolf appeared on a security camera. In Brazil legends, werewolves are usually depicted as human-like wolves with long legs, with a muscular physique and a long tail. Their existence is attributed to a curse. When it's the full moon, humans can also turn into werewolves. However, there's another kind of werewolf that's even creepier. This is the lobizin, and unlike werewolves, the lobizin is described as a werehound or weather fox. It can walk on 4 or 2 legs, and although it's been spotted in Paraguay, Uruguay, and Brazil, it has rarely been seen on camera.
A gnome is another mythical creature that appears in countless fairy tales and is especially well known in European folklore. These creatures are known for their ability to make themselves invisible or keep themselves hidden from humans, so the chance that you capture one on camera is pretty small. Still, I found 2 videos in which it seems to have happened. Unfortunately, the camera quality is a bit jerky, but we can clearly see a gnome. Whether this is actually a gnome remains a mystery, but according to the old stories, there are small creatures living underground somewhere in the Middle East. Here's another video where its location is unknown, but if you look closely, you can see a gnome. Could gnomes exist, and have they been hiding themselves from people all these years? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Glenn Thorman is a fire chief who was home with his wife one night. When he looked at his security camera the next morning, he saw that it had taken a picture of something that looks like an angel. His wife believes that this is a sign that their home has been blessed. Other people who are skeptical say that it's probably a large moth. However, if you believe in angels, this could be proof that they really exist. The following video footage was also filmed in China and went viral on Facebook in 2017 after people claimed to have found a baby dragon. The little green dragon lies in a box filled with hay, and after a while, it opens its eyes. Unfortunately, the original clip is only 9 seconds long, so not much information is available. Some people think it's a toy dragon, but others believe the dragon's real. However, there was someone who suggested that it might be an olm, a salamander species that is thought to be dragons. But scientists say these salamanders are just amphibians and have nothing to do with dragons. Do you think this could be a real baby dragon? If mermaids are real, have you ever wondered what their daily lives are like? If we ever meet one, will they be friendly, like Ariel? Or are they those terrifying creatures that lured ancient sailors to the depths of the sea? This video, filmed with a drone, shows several mermaids swimming in the ocean. They seem to be migrating to a different place in the ocean, just like whales or dolphins do. Some people say these are not mermaids, but other sea creatures. The movements that the creatures create does look like the way mermaids move. What do you think?
Every now and then, a photo or video comes along on the internet that makes you wonder if it's real. This next photo made the rounds on social media, including Facebook. However, this strange little creature gave everyone who saw it an uneasy feeling that maybe it wasn't made up. This tiny creature was reportedly found when residents of the village of Jodhpur Bawadi in western Rajasthan, India, drew water from a well. To show how strange and small it was, a man posed with the strange creature. If we were to compare it to any other living creature, it does indeed look like a small human being. As you can see, the creature's hands are equipped with 4 fingers without a thumb. Some theories claim that it could be a deformed fetus of an animal, but the picture remains a great mystery to this day. What do you think this creature was? Let me know in those comments.
Disneyland is probably one of the most favorite places of children. However, if the following video footage is to be believed, there was a dragon captured on camera here. But after some research, I soon found out that it's not a real dragon, but an animatronic one. The video footage was taken for the new Fantasyland in Walt Disney's World Magic Kingdom in 2012. The dragon was a big surprise, and many children present at Disneyland that day thought it was a real dragon. It suddenly appeared in the sky and flew around realistically with its huge wings. But this wasn't all. He also spat fire, just like a real dragon. This was just a one-time event at Disneyland. The dragon was in fact introduced as the guardian of the new area. And unfortunately, this Disney dragon will never be seen again. But it must have been a special experience for those who were able to see the animatronic dragon in real life.
The Jersey Devil is a frightening myth that'll give you nightmares. Although he's only been captured on camera a few times, few people managed to prove his existence. This following video was taken by one Emily Martin, when she was in Leeds Point, the birthplace of the Jersey Devil. According to legend, the Jersey Devil was born on a stormy night in 1735, near a wooded area of the town of Leeds Point in New Jersey, USA. However, there are several variations about his origin. Several sources claim that he's the result of a curse pronounced during the Revolutionary War on a girl who fell in love with a British soldier. The Jersey Devil's appearance is described as a winged creature with the head of a horse and two short front legs ending in hooves that frighten people when they hear his loud screeching. According to observations, it can reach a height of 2 meters and has glowing red eyes.
Here we see a reporter who was live on television, talking about the migration of birds, when suddenly something strange happened in the background. Many people believe that the bright spherical light in the background must have been an angel. Fortunately, the cameraman noticed it and reached quickly to capture the special moment. However, the spherical light only appeared for a few seconds, leaving all eyewitnesses curious and puzzled.
It's 1920, and the last survivors of an expedition led by a Swiss geologist named Luis Francois Fernand Hector de Loys are reaching the banks of the Tarra River between Venezuela and Colombia. In the distance, they see two never-before-seen creatures that resemble large apes. And not just any monkeys, but monkeys that walk on 2 legs. The apes went wild when they saw the group and threw feces at them. However, the group of men managed to catch one of the monkeys. After the violent encounter, they took home evidence of the new species of ape. The geologist placed the bipedal animal on a wooden box and took a picture of it. The creature would be about 5 feet, or 1.5 meters in length, with human-like teeth. But the strange thing is that this ape wouldn't have had a tail. What kind of creature do you think they encountered here?
The werewolf is a mythological animal that mainly occurs in European folklore. According to legend, the werewolf is a human being who at full moon turns into a wolf and then devours anyone it encounters in its path. In the following video, we are supposed to see a werewolf somewhere in Brazil, deep in the woods. According to the story, there would have been several sightings of werewolves, and so they decided to mount a camera. Unfortunately, the camera is made of a potato, so it's difficult to see, but it's clear that it's a large, dark creature. But I found another video in which a man walks his dog and suddenly meets a huge creature. No wonder why people believe there's werewolves. I mean, look at this huge creature. I really wouldn't want to come across that when I'm walking in the woods. If this is really a werewolf, I have no clue. What do you think? Is it a plane, a big bird, or a real dragon? That's probably what people from the Chinese city of Xi'an were wondering when they saw something mysterious in the sky. We can see that it's huge, but could this be a real dragon? Some believe it must be a Shenlong, a spiritual dragon from Chinese mythology. According to the story, Shenlong could control storms and create rain. But there's also those who say the video footage is fake. For example, one person said it looked like a projector was playing in the sky, but others said that this was not possible to create this kind of big effects in the sky. There were also people who said it might be a scene from Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z. What do you think? Mothman is a humanoid creature with huge wings that's known to fly and hunt mainly at night. The myth comes from the town of Point Pleasant from somewhere in the American state of West Virginia. Here, Mothman is said to have been observed several times between 1966 and 1967. The very first sighting would come from 2 people who saw a large creature with red eyes standing in the middle of the road. Another sighting happened at the Silver Bridge in Point Pleasant in December 1967. just before the bridge collapsed, hundreds of people would have seen Mothman. In 2016, the Mothman would have been captured on camera again. This time, there were several pictures taken by a man who prefers to remain anonymous. The bizarre thing about the pictures is that they are authentic, and to this day, it remains a big mystery. The Mothman has even become so famous that it got its own statue. This next photo, where you can clearly see an angel, has a special story, and was taken with a disposable camera. The photo was allegedly taken after a victory of a youth soccer team coached by a man named Doug, whose son was killed in a car accident on the way to the soccer field. When Doug saw this photo, he immediately said it was his son, Kyle. The man believes his son became an angel and appeared in the photo to say hello.
Many of us know the hobbits because of the Lord of the Rings movie, but have you ever wondered if hobbits ever existed in real life? It may sound incredible, but in 2004, scientists found skeletons of tiny humans and assumed they lived on a remote island in Indonesia 18,000 years ago. They were tiny, no bigger than a 3-year-old child, and they reportedly lived in caves in Asia and Australia. Scientists named them Homo floresiensis because they found them on an island that bears the same name. But they were also named hobbits because they resembled the creatures in the Lord of the Rings movies.
At one point during a church service that was broadcast live, people saw something, which was hard to explain. Many people even got emotional because they saw several angels appear while they were praying and crying. Some worshippers became so emotional that some of them even fainted. In the video, we can clearly see a whole row of angels in white appear over the crowd in the building. Pretty impressive, don't you think? Do you believe that one of these mythical creatures really exists? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos we made, click one on the screen or take a look at the channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.